from the conference?
Well, all of them are important, but this one especially. Now, I think last year when we reached the Middletown game, it was a turning point for us, and I've told our kids that this is also a very important game for us, and I feel as though if we can make a good showing today and come out with a victory, that it should bring us along for the rest of the season like this.
You have to have a good game from your tailback, Weidman.
He's the key. When Lance plays well, we play well. First game against Freehold Township, we had a Super Ball game, and we did real well and scored a lot of points. And the last two ball games, you know, he hasn't had bad ball games, but people have been looking at him a little bit, and it slowed us down a little bit offensively.
Any new wrinkles for today's game?
Well, we want to run a little bit of double wing offensively. Weidman going into the wing. He's a super blocker, and we'd like to go to the short side a little bit with his blocking ability and get our wing back outside to the short side of the field away from their monster if we could.
How about on defense?
Well, defensively, we've been getting hurt inside quite a bit because of our size problem, and we switched this week to a little bit more of a 53 look with our backers inside and outside, depending on the situation, and we hope it's going to help us with our inside problems.
We've got some wind here today. Are you going to put the ball up long, or will you keep it to your backs, maybe coming out of the backfield?
Well, with the wind, you know, you'd probably try to throw the ball a little bit longer, against it a little shorter. We throw mostly short passes anyway. We don't have a deep threat like a lot of other teams in the shore, and it's, I feel as though we'll continue to try to run our play action short in the flat and hooks and things like that.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Rich, an important game for you. You have a nice record, 2-1 overall, but you're 0-1 in the conference.
Right, this is important to us because of the conference game, and we feel that we have to work towards winning this game just to stay even with Mattawan and Middletown North.
You had to replace your starting quarterback before the season started, and you put a junior in. He's doing a good job for you.
Yeah, our junior quarterback, Joe Panic, really has come on. We're very happy the way he has moved upward. One problem he's still learning the system and is getting better, though, each week.
What should we look for on offense for you today?
Well, we stay with our basic game plan. We're getting run-oriented a little bit, and we still throw the ball, but we're out of the I formation and pro set, so we're not nothing new. We just play our game.
You mentioned that your tailback doesn't have a specific hole to run to. He runs to daylight.
Yeah, what we try to teach him in the toss play especially is that he can read a couple of blocking, cut back or break it to the outside. That's up to him. Does a nice job of it.
What are we going to see on defense?
Defense, we run a 5-2 basically, and we just try to stay. We bend a little bit. We don't want to break down. And we just try to stay and contain people.
Anything special for today's game?
No, we're just going to go out and play football today.
What I'm curious about, you had a tough loss against Mattawan. Are the kids up?
At this point right now, that's my biggest concern. We seem to be, but a lot of times kids are kids, and they make mistakes, and I'm just worried about a letdown.
Okay, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
We'll have the opening kickoff of today's game between the Eagles of Middletown South and the Mustangs of Marlboro right after this word from Century 21 Einbinder Realties.
Or selling real estate? Of course you want a company with national capabilities. A company who can bring you buyers from across the country as well as from across the street. But you also want a company that knows the territory. And when it comes to Monmouth County, we know the territory. We're Century 21 Einbinder Realtors, offering a full range of real estate services, relocation, mortgage financing, insurance, commercial properties, and investment opportunities. All of your real estate needs under one roof. Call or visit one of our 6 offices serving Monmouth County in Manalapan, Marlboro, Freehold, Millstone, Mattawan, and Middletown. Century 21 Einbinder Realtors, America's #1 top seller, right here in Monmouth County.
Hi, welcome to Squan Tavern. This way, please.
Enjoy appetizers like mussels marinara, clams, and scongeli, gnocchi, shrimp parmigiana, lasagna, veal Dominic with artichoke hearts. Ah, yes, the Squan Tavern and Squan House Inn, for people who care for the very best. Isn't that right, Mama?
Tutto bene.
Thank you very much.
Fine jewelry doesn't always have to be expensive. At the Jewel Case, you'll find an exciting selection of gold, diamonds, and gems at everyday savings of 25% off. Name brand watches like Longines, Movado, and Concord are also available at incredible savings of 25 to 50% off. The Jewel Case offers many services, including expert design and repair, appraisals by graduate gemologists, and one of the most complete gem labs in the state. Why pay retail? Shop the Jewel Case, your one-stop jewelry center that meets all your needs at discount prices.
Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. It's sponsored by Century 21, Einbinder Realtors. And today we have a Class A North matchup between the Mustangs of Marlboro. They are 1-2, and the Eagles of Middletown South are 2-1. But an important game, like we mentioned before, Marlboro 1-1 in the conference, Middletown South 0-1. So it's a must game for both teams.
Yes, 2 losses obviously could eliminate a team in this conference. So it's vitally important for both teams.
And we have a lot of powerhouse teams in Class A North. You got Middletown North, who's on top right now. They're tied with Matawan, 2-0. They have Raritan in 3rd place, and Marlboro follows them. Then Neptune, Middletown South, Manalapan, and your team, Freehold Township.
I don't think any team in A North is going to go through this season undefeated in conference play. So one loss can still win this conference.
And it's a big win for Middletown South if they can pull it off. Then they're 1-1, and even bigger for Marlboro, puts them right back in the hunt with 2-1.
Marlboro's a veteran team, and they've been pointing towards this season since the day last season ended. They know they bring a lot of senior veterans back, and they're expecting big things out of this ball game.
And there they come onto the field. Beautiful field, resodded this year. It's a little bit damp because of the rain we had prior to the football game yesterday and the day before. It's in pretty good shape in the middle, but as you come down and it slopes down towards the sidelines, it's a little muddy. And I think trying to get around in might be difficult today.
The field conditions definitely should be a slowing factor to both offenses, but I think more important than the field condition is the wind. As you can see, the flags, well, you can't see the flags right now, but the flags in the stadium are blowing straight out. It's a crosswind coming towards our booth.
And there it is. You're looking at the far side of the field with Middletown South over there, and that's where the wind is coming from, on a little bit of an angle right down across the field and into our booth. We have a nice crowd on hand. Real nice weather, except for the little bit of wind you met. Clear skies, warm, not too warm. Good football day.
I think both teams are going to make it quite a bit warmer as this ball game gets underway.
And you were mentioning that it might be an advantage for Marlboro to have a little bit of a sloppy field.
Well, I think Marlboro is the team with the bigger backs, more of a 3-back grinded out type of offense as well. Could possibly be a Marlboro advantage.
And the captains are out on the field. And we'll see who wins and will receive the ball.
Now, this win could be a big factor in the kicking game today. Both teams punting the ball and kicking the ball off could be affected by this crosswind.
And you mentioned sometimes Weidman has an excellent game, and sometimes he has an off game, and Marlboro needs him to win. So you were saying what he should do in the beginning.
I think a large part of Marlboro's success is obviously going to be on Lance's shoulders today, and I think what we've seen his first and second and third carries of the game really sometimes dictate what type of game he's going to have.
And Lance is a senior, 6'4", 215-pound tailback, and that's big for a tailback.
Yes, it is.
He's by the way, he's bigger than the fullback, Sakudis, who's 6 foot, 195, and a senior. You mentioned also that the team is loaded with seniors from Marlboro.
Yeah, offensively, there's not a junior on the field or a sophomore, so it's a totally senior team. The majority of those fellas started last year also, so this is a veteran offensive team, and we may even see, talking to Coach Davis, a few other offensive wrinkles that he hasn't used yet this year.
And he mentioned he's going to try a 5-3 defense.
Yeah, defensively, he's switching his alignment from a 4-4 to a 5-3 defense, and offensively, he's told me that he's going to be lining up in some double wing formations with a single setback, very much like Washington does in the NFL.
And the color guard is out on the field, and the crowd will stand for the national anthem. Wilco, we're just about ready for the start of today's game. Middletown South has won the toss, and they'll be receiving the football. To kick it off should be from Marlboro, Ed Hudzik, and he's a transfer from CBA in his first week of eligibility.
I wasn't aware of that. I know the kicking game, like I said, is going to be very important, so this is his first game. Let's see if the pressure, this type of situation affects him.
And you know, he's coming from a school, CBA, that doesn't play football, so it should be very interesting to see what he does today.
Well, we don't know much about his background. Possibly he's a soccer player from CBA, and if so, maybe we'll see a big opening kickoff.
Back deep from Middletown South, they'll receive the punt. Will be number 40, Rod Keys. He's 5'10", 165 pounds. And back with him should be number 21, Art Peerless, 6 foot, 165. He's a senior. Both of them are seniors, and a lot of experience back there. And they're not small either.
No, this is a Middletown South team that 2 years ago played in the Meadowlands in the state tournament. Last year, suffering a somewhat down or off season for them. Also, though, coming back with some veterans in the skill positions.
And for Marlboro. Okay, there's number 21 back deep for Middletown South. And it is number 23, the kicker for Marlboro, Ed Hudzik. All the guys on Middletown South very big.
Yes,
nobody's
very good
really
size.
small.
Last year they had 2 of the biggest tackles I've ever seen. They've both graduated, but they've replaced them with some big boys as well.
They're just about ready. Ball resting on the 40-yard line, ready to be kicked off. And there's the whistle. Good high kick. And that's Keys at about the 5-yard line. Heads upfield, and he gets met right there at about the 15. So they do a good job on the kickoff, holding somebody within the 20-yard line.
The ball was kicked down to about the 3-yard line, so that answers the question about the kickoff right now. If we get that type of kicking game the rest of the way, that could go a long way in deciding the fate of this football game.
Let's take a look at the offense. For the Eagles, it's Panic, Martone, and Martin in the backfield. Cole, Weinsheimer, Dorco, Thornton, Fisher, Barber, Pettit, and Rochelle on the line. And this to the tailback. And Marlboro playing good defense.
On the pitch sweep, we have number 50, the defensive end for Marlboro, making the opening tackle of the game.
And that's Dave Dunn, the nose guard. And there's your defense. Dunn, Edward, King, Nolte, Weidman, Barbosa, Whites, Malchione, and we have Lichtenfeld, Roth, and Von Regan. Second down, about 15.
I was going to say, Marlboro has aligned in a 4-4 alignment at the moment. They haven't shown that 5-3 that Coach Davis talked about early in the day.
Again to the tailback. That's Martin, and he's stacked up. So good defense.
Good defensive effort brings up a obvious passing down for Middletown South. A 3rd down, and it looks like approximately 11 yards.
Middletown about 11.
Middletown South has a receiver who has scored 5 times so far this year.
We'll see if they'll put it up in the air deep in their own territory. 3rd down and 11. Junior quarterback Joe Panic, number 14, 5'10", 175. He calls the signals. Puts his tight end Weinsheimer in motion to the right. He'll roll that way. And he overthrows him. Good hit on the quarterback as he released it by Lance Weidman from his defensive end position.
Ball was thrown to the tight end who went in motion, Rip Weinsheimer. Weinsheimer, as I was saying earlier, has scored 5 times this year. He's been their leading receiver, and they use him in several different ways, motioning him from the tight end position, sometimes splitting him away from the formation.
And number 40 back deep, John Sakudis from Marlboro, at about his own 46-yard line. Kicking is Mike Divis. And Sakudis will let it bounce. And now he downs it. That was, I don't know if that was too smart to fall on it.
Tough choice. The field is wet. It's always possible to turn the ball over in that situation. The kick, I think, was affected by the wind, though.
At quarterback, it'll be Bill Von Regan. He's a senior, 5'11", 170. And he'll have as his tailback Lance Weidman, number 22, and the fullback John Sakudis.
Marlboro's lined up in
There's
a
the rest
slot
of the
formation.
offensive unit. So good field position. That's Weidman. He bounces for about 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down by the middle of the Middletown defense. Andy Capelli in there, and Ross Bobber and Rip Weinsheimer.
Weidman carried the ball straight ahead on a dive play to open the game. A nice safe football play to open the football game to give him the first field.
And there's the defense for Middletown South as they started. They play a 5-4, or they call it a 50. 2 inside linebackers, some outside linebackers, or halfbacks you can call. Second down and a long 8. They give it to the end on an end around. A nice play and close to a first down for Mitch Broth.
Marlboro jumped into a double wing formation so they get a better blocking angle for the halfback on that motion sweep. Mitch Broth came in motion and took the ball in the sweep to the Middletown South sideline.
Mitch Broth comes in and he alternates with Stu Kaminsky at tight end.
They are basically right now in the 4 down zone, meaning they can possibly throw the ball on this down, even though it is 3rd and short, because they have the next down to try for the first.
They're on the 32-yard line with 3rd down. And they give it to the tailback. That's Weidman. And Lance is very close to the first down. I think he picked it up. Ball very nearly 30-yard line, maybe the 30 and a half, 31.
First down, Lance Weidman now on his second carry of the game. Brings the ball on a sweep to the left.
And they're going against the big defensive end on the left side. It's Ed Farley for Middletown South, 6'4", 215.
They are
1st and 10.
They're back in the slot formation, and we jump back into a double wing with Weidman at the left wing back.
This is Mitch Broth again. Same play as the opposite way. This time they diagnose it very well.
So far, they're setting up the double wing formation to run the ball wide with. I'm sure soon we'll see some type of play-action pass come out of that same formation.
They lose about 2 yards on the play. Timeout, official timeout.
A second down and long yardage like this is obviously a good throwing situation, especially using some type of play action. I would expect that's what we may see.
7 minutes and 52 seconds left to go, first quarter. 2nd and 12 for Mustangs. Weidman in motion, now he sets. And this is Von Regan. And he did a smart thing. Ed Farley wrapped his arms around his legs. He held it and went down for the loss, but he didn't throw it away.
Von Regan sprinted out to the short side of the field, into the sideline. He was looking for his tight end, and obviously did not get the protection necessary.
So they lose a couple. Brings up 3rd down and 18. Ball on the 32. 37, that is. And we'll see if Von Regan tries a pass again. He's got Scott Clow on the left. That's his favorite receiver. Goes over the middle to the tight end. They got themselves very close to a first down. That was Mitch Broth again, coming from his tight end position on the right-hand side.
That was the waggle we were talking about before. Little play action, fake to the fullback, fake to the halfback, and look back over the middle for that short post pattern. Nicely completed pattern, gives them a first down. On about the 19.
1st and 10. This will really set the tempo for Marlboro if they can get in and score on their first possession.
They had a super defensive set that first series for them defensively. They can score now. That could set some tone, like you say, for the game.
This is Broth again. He's bounced out of bounds around the 10-yard line. That play seems to work.
They shift into the double wing, gives them a perfect blocking angle for that wing back down on the defensive end. And what they're not getting is support to the weak side from the defense. Middletown South puts their strong safety to the slot side, and when they jump into that double wing, we are running the strength of the formation against the weak side of the defense.
And Clow was flanked to the right. He had 4 catches last week for 43 yards. Maybe they'll go something. Maybe a play fake and throw to him. We'll see. First down and goal to goal inside the 10-yard line. And they go with the fullback. John Sakudis picks up a couple.
Sakudis straight ahead. I believe that is his first carry of the ball game, and a good first down call.
And Ross Barber, that is, from his tackle position, made the stop. 2nd and goal for Marlboro from about the 6-yard line.
Well, it seems we have an official's timeout right now.
And we have 6:10 left to go. No score, first quarter.
Marlboro does have the ability to kick the field goal, too, if they do get into a long yardage type of situation on 4th down, if they're not close to the goal line.
And that'll be Scott Cloud doing that chore. If he has his number 43, 5'11", 175. And he's the man we were just talking about who has good hands for their team.
Scott Cloud's an excellent receiver. He runs fine patterns. He catches the ball in the key clutch situations, and I think personally he's one of the better receivers I've seen this year.
Still, we have timeout on the field. Marlboro with a 2nd down from about the 6 and goal to go. First man out of the huddle is number 55, the center, Chris Henward. Chris, 5'11", 190. They give it to Weidman, and he pounds his way down to about the 1-yard line. Testing the side, the left-hand side of the defensive line from Middletown South. We got the linebacker Pat Kirk back there and Ross Bobber to tackle.
There's nothing fancy about it. It was a straight-ahead dot play, and Lance took the ball over the left side. You see on the monitor.
And Marlboro at the line from the 1, 3rd down and goal to go. And there it is, touchdown Marlboro, Lance Weidman, and he's off to a good start.
That's what we spoke about early in the corner. The first few carries for Lance Weidman are very, very vital, and we see that his first few have been big ones, and he has 6 points on the Marlboro side of the scoreboard right now, and I'm sure that could help him during this day.
That'll bring out the kicking team for Marlboro. Bill Von Regan, the quarterback, will hold it. Dave Dunn will snap it, and Scott Clow will kick it. Somebody got a hand on it. Let's see if it was any good or not. And it was good. They got it through. We'll be back with the kickoff from Marlboro to Middletown South in the first quarter here, right after that.
Signs all around us. They tell us where we've been. They tell us where we're going. They help us find our way. If you're coming or going in Monmouth County, we hope one of our signs will help you find your way to us. We're Century 21 Einbinder Realtors, and we call Monmouth County home, just like you do. We offer a full range of real estate services: relocation, mortgage financing, insurance, commercial properties, and investment opportunities. All of your real estate needs under one roof. Visit or call one of our 6 offices serving Monmouth County in Manalapan, Marlboro, Freehold, Millstone, Matawan, and Middletown. Century 21 Einbinder Realtors, America's #1 top seller, right here in Monmouth County.
When I'm writing out checks to pay my monthly bills, I'm glad I have Mutual Aid Savings Money Market Now account combination. With just a $2,500 minimum balance, I can earn top rates in my money market account. I transfer funds to my interest-paying Now account whenever I want, and I can write as many checks as I wish without carrying a large balance. Mutual Aid's Money Market Now account combination makes sense for me, and I think it'll make sense for you too. Stop in any Mutual Aid office for complete details.
Now is the time to beautify and enhance your home. At Hearth Nursery, you will find all types and sizes of plants, shrubbery, and trees. All your landscaping needs. A complete line of nursery stock, landscaping and design, rock gardens, and free estimates. Anything else, ma'am?
That'll do it.
Hearth Nursery and Garden Center, Route 35 in Wall. Fall special, up to 50% off on selected shrubs and trees.
Welcome back to Marlboro High School. The Mustangs on their first possession drive it in with Weidman scoring from the 1-yard line. They're ahead 7-0. They're going to kick off. Still the first quarter.
The scoring play wasn't a fancy play, as I started to say before. It was a straight-ahead dive play, and Lance Weidman powered into the end zone for that lead. Its defensive series, again, is a vital one. Marlboro looked very good in their open defensive series, forcing a punt after 3 plays.
And Hudzik with a good kickoff to start the game. Another good one now. And it's Peerless dropping it. Now he picks it up. And good defense again on the special teams from Marlboro, holding Middletown South shy of the 20-yard line.
It's true at every level of football that special teams win ball games, and so far I would say that Marlboro's had the better of that special team play. 2 kickoffs inside the 20 is obviously vital.
Let's watch the kickoff again. See Peerless, he'll drop it. Now he'll pick it up.
Ball was kicked inside the 10, and that fumble obviously hurt the return.
And as Al Malchione making the tackle, number 42 for Marlboro. First down and 10, close to the 20-yard line, about the 18. They give it to the tailback. That's Martin.
Martin carries the ball to the left side on the straight-ahead isolation play. Middletown South obviously now is trying to get some confidence in their linemen and see if they can run the ball as well as Marlboro had in their last set.
Scott Barbosa in on the tackle, along with some other Marlboro players. Number 75, 5'11", 190. He plays the inside linebacker position for Marlboro. He's a senior, some experience back there then.
Scott has been an aggressive football player for Marlboro for the last 2 years. And he's one of their defensive leaders.
Second down and 5 from the 25. Again, they go to the tailback, Martin. Picks up about 3 yards before he stops, so it's going to bring up third down at about 3.
All right, now we possibly have the first passing situation for the Eagles of Middletown South. We'll see what Coach Mosca decides to do on this 3rd and 3.
Jim Cole comes in, number 18. Brings into play this quarterback, Joe Panic.
As we said earlier, if it is a passing situation, let's look for Weinsheimer, the tight end. He's been their leading receiver in the season so far.
Good crowd on hand for today's football game. Again, 7-0, Marlboro leads. Third down and 3. They give it to the tailback. Martin picks up the first down.
Again, straight ahead, they come with the isolation play over the right side this time. Pick up the necessary first down yardage.
And they're on the play, Al Malchione, his outside linebacker position in the 5-3 defense. Also in there, linebacker Chris Shaven. Shaven is senior. Got one inside linebacker. Now in that 5-4 again. And they go right up the middle on first down.
I think there's a situation where the field somewhat hurt the effect of that offensive play. Jim Martone, I think, lost his footing right after the handoff, and obviously was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Picked up about a yard. He's the fullback, 5'11", 185, and he's a senior. So we have Jim Martone and number 32, James Martin, in the backfield. Rich Dorco split wide to the right on second down. Again, this is Martin off the left-hand side. And he breaks it for a first down.
He picked his hole nicely. He chose. He made a good little move outside and picked up some nice yardage. It looks like another first down, right?
Bill Lichtenfeld had to make the stop from his safety position. They're up at the 38-yard line. They have a call 37.
We haven't seen the Middletown South Eagles throw the ball in this possession yet, and I would think possibly on first down we have a situation where they may decide to.
Okay, let's make a correction. That ball's on the 43-yard line, first and 10. And this is Panic, back to pass, got his man, almost intercepted. Bill Lichtenfeld stepped in front of number 21, Art Peerless, and almost intercepted the ball.
Play action fake to try to freeze the linebackers, but as you say, the ball was thrown into the post area, and Lichtenfeld was right there and had it all but returned.
Let's take a look at that in isolation. We'll start out on Dorco. And there's Peerless cutting across.
Peerless runs that post pattern, as we said, and the ball was broken up and could have been picked off.
Second and 10, timeout on the field, Marlboro.
Marlboro calls a timeout defensively. We're seeing a little bit of an adjustment or change up somewhat in their defensive front.
And the score 7-0. Marlboro on top with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Really had to pump them up the score in that first possession. Must feel really good to be on the bench right now.
Scoring in the first possession is obviously always an important way to set the tempo for a football game. Everybody wants to get there and get that first hit. When you can take that first ball down the field the first time you have it, put it in the end zone, you've got a bit of confidence built for everybody on the bench and on the field.
There's a sideline for Marlboro, and out on the field is the defensive coach, John Acker, from Marlboro. He'd like to hold them here and get possibly a mistake or get good field position if they can force them to punt.
With 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter, obviously he'd like to get him to punt here. I think possibly the wind may affect them more with them on that end of the left side of our camera than they would when they get the ball in the second quarter.
Still timeout on the field.
Obviously, when you call a timeout like it's what we're trying to do here in defense, I'm sure is break some of that Middletown South momentum. When a team puts together 2 or 3 first downs, it's important defensively to just break their momentum. That 2-minute or that timeout period obviously can slow that momentum down.
Peerless split on the right-hand side. He moved a bit. Now they'll have to settle again. And that's Weisheimer in motion to the left. They give it to Martin again. A good play. Bounces off one man. Almost had him in the backfield, but he bounces away and picks up some yardage. Chris Henwood had him in the backfield, but he got away.
Middletown South is trying to do some things with their motion set. They motion Weisheimer from the tight end position across back to the weak side to change the strength of their formation as well. And so far they've been trying to use it as a running ploy to run the ball to that change of strength.
3rd down and 7. The ball resting on the 45-yard line of Middletown South. This time Dorco again split to the right side. Von Regan has some responsibilities for him, but they go to the opposite way with Peerless, and he's driven out of bounds, but he looked like he picked up the first down at the 50.
Wing back reverse comes off the inside fake, and nice little football play. Situation looks like about a 3rd and long 1 yard to the first down.
And 4th down and about 1.
Sorry, 4th and 1.
Ball on a 48. They got to get to the 47 for the first down. Big play defensively and offensively for both teams. If they can hold here.
Obviously, in this situation, Coach Mosca looks like he's going to try to get that yard, pick that yard up.
This is Martin, and they stopped him. Beautiful play by the
defensive
tackle, Chris Henwood.
Yeah.
He was in there the last time, missed the back. This time he didn't miss it.
Fine defensive charge.